What's up, guys? It's Simone here doing my PSA just before this episode. Doing it a little early this time because there has been some updates. So, as you can tell by the title, this is our 1 year anniversary. God, I really can't believe we've still been doing this 1 year. Technically, we recorded this a while ago, so I really think our 1 year might be November 11th. And we recorded this on the 12th, so it was just like a day after, but still, I think that's technically when our year is. However, the reason I am putting this PSA out is because I was trying to have this episode out before I went on my trip. I'm going to mention my trip in the episode, but yes, I did go see BTS in LA for their December 1st and 2nd concert. Brianna went as well, so me and her are gonna, don't worry, we're going to talk about our experience at SoFi and the concert itself. So I really can't wait. And I'm going to hopefully try to get my friends that I went with on the episode as well, because we got some stories. But anyway, I was trying to have this episode out before that. And, technical difficulties happen. So yeah, I basically just wanted to stop by and say that because this was recorded a while ago. And like I said, we mentioned going to the concert and it's already over. The post-concert depression's hitting me real hard right now, but it's okay. So other than that, enjoy this episode of our 1 year. Thank you for sticking around and more to come. Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of I Was Thinking. I'm Simone.
I'm Nafis.
I'm Macy.
And I'm Brianna.
And today is a special episode because we're doing our 1 year. It's been 1 year since we started, guys.
Ooh, yay!
Our official 1 year of me posting actually was yesterday, but we're gonna pretend that it's now whenever I post this. So yeah, happy 1 year.
Happy 1 year, guys.
1 year,
Good job with the podcast.
Can you believe that? It's been 1 year since we started this. It's been 1 year since I randomly texted Nafis, Brianna, and our friend Sam at the time, who was helping us edit, be like, hey, does anyone want to start a podcast with me?
Yeah.
And then Nafis was the only one that said yes. Brianna and Sam still helped. Brianna did social media, Sam edited, and then I kind of dragged Macy into it once we did how we got into K-pop, and then she I would have let her leave.
Well, Macy was just a reoccurring guest, and it's might as well make her permanent.
Pretty much.
And I enjoy doing it, so it's been fun.
Good. I'm glad. I am too. I'm really, like I said, I'm really surprised. I really thought this would be a quarantine thing, and then we stopped. But It's been fun. I feel like it's helped me talk more also.
Yeah.
It's also helped me talk to you guys more, because I feel like without this, I wouldn't talk to you guys as much. So
That's true.
Yeah, definitely more frequently than we have in the past, for sure.
yeah, help us all stay connected.
Exactly.
Ooh. What about you guys? How do you feel about the 1 year? Anybody? Don't let me just be the only one talking.
I feel like it's been a long year, honestly. It's been a busy year. Eventful, I guess you could say.
Sure.
I've honestly felt I know you said it's been long. I felt now that you've said that, oh my God, I remember when, I'm wow, that feels not that long ago.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a weird mix of holy crap, that's been a year since then, and wow, it's been a year since then. Like,
Wow, you realize time really does just like go by fast. And like my favorite line, time is but an illusion.
I knew you were gonna say that.
I promise you, if we ever become big and we make merch, I am putting that on a t-shirt with a rainbow, like in SpongeBob. Time is an illusion. Just saying. No one better steal that, by the way. I am copywriting that right now.
Well, you got it from a TV show, so
you did.
You're stealing.
And they might copyright you, FYI.
All rights to
so
those who own
Macy,
them.
how do you feel? Even though it came in a little bit later, but it's technically, I mean, I don't remember when we put out or when we recorded how we got into the K-pop.
Yeah, I don't remember how long you had been doing it when we talked about our concert experiences. I don't feel like there are too many episodes before that one, so
You know, I could just get on my phone and check, to be honest.
Yeah, I feel like I started relatively closer to when you guys started, which was cool. I agree with Nafis about it feeling like a really long year, but I also went through like a lot of changes in my personal life, so that's probably why it feels like a long year. And I just also get to do the podcast, which has definitely been a release. Like, I feel more calm and relaxed when I talk to you guys, and it has gotten me better at talking to people as well. So I appreciate that. I'm much more comfortable than I was. I was really nervous that first episode we recorded. So, and now I feel it feels normal.
Oh my god, we're all growing up.
I was absolutely freaking out on the inside.
You did a good job. You didn't sound nervous at all. I mean, I was like that too. Like the very first one we did, I was like, I kept telling the feast, I'm like, I don't feel like I'm talking. Like, I know I'm talking, but like it's an out of body experience.
Yeah.
So I have no idea what I'm saying right now.
Oh my god.
And I wasn't editing at that time. So like I only heard when Sam would send it to us before we posted it.
Yeah.
Now I actually have to listen to myself repeatedly and be like, oh my God, why did you say that? Why did you make that noise?
Do you feel more comfortable listening to your own voice now?
I've gotten used to it, but like it still doesn't sound like me, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I sound way different in my own head than I do on the podcast, which is weird.
Right. Like, I know it's me because I hear it so much, and like obviously I know that's me saying it, but when I listen to myself, I'm like, my voice sounds so much more high pitch than in my head. Sometimes I feel like I have like a deeper like man's voice. Not a man's voice, but it just sounds deeper.
No. You don't have a man's voice.
I feel like I sound like a nerd.
But you know what I noticed with my voice though? The very few times that I did edit.
The one time that you did edit.
Is that like in my head, I would sound like so excited about something, but like in the recording, I sound so boring. And I'm like, no, I was excited about this. Why does it sound so bland?
I don't think you sounded boring.
No, I could tell. Like, I sounded like I was like exhausted and I did not want to be there in some of the episodes.
I think that was it. I think you were just exhausted from your daily life.
I don't know. And I'm like, no, I wasn't feeling this way. Like, it was just not reflective of how I felt during the episode. And I'm like, okay, I need to change that. So I actually looked up like articles how to not sound boring in a recording. And you know, one of the suggestions was to open your mouth more, like to actually enunciate every single letter and sound and word that you're trying to say. And I'm like, I'll try that.
How does that work? That sounds so difficult. That sounds like I'm being so aggressive. That was my practice, by the way.
It looks kind of cartoonish, but I guess it gets the point across.
I'm going to try that with my students.
Well, that's always why, like, I raise my pitch, too. Like, when I'm talking to customers, like, when I'm with you guys, I can tell, like, my pitch is a little bit lower. But, like, when I speak to people at my job, I could tell I raise it so they can understand me. Sometimes I also don't realize I do mumble if I'm too comfortable. So I feel like there's been times I listen back and like I understand what I'm saying, but I don't think you guys caught what I was saying. But you're also used to me because you talk to me all the time. But still, I notice sometimes, and that could be nerves too. Like I think I say words and they jumble up and they sound mumble. I even couldn't understand what I was saying. I'm like, God, Simone, what were you trying to say? So I think I got to get better at that.
Yeah,
I feel like my quote unquote podcast voice is like a mixture between my normal, like more kind of relaxed monotone and my customer service voice. Like I'm not all the way there because I'm very, very uppity and high pitched with my customer service. And then I'm really relaxed when I'm speaking normally, and the podcast is somewhere in between. So
is mine. Because when we get like longer into the podcast, I notice my starts to go monotone as well. So
Yeah.
I guess like I don't know about you, Nafis, but like the teacher voice. Like I know
was
this
just
is
gonna
my
say
teacher
that.
voice. Like 100%. Like
Yeah.
here's what we're doing. Blah blah blah. That's why I don't have a voice by the end of the day because I always sound like this. And
Yeah.
then I have like prolonged periods of I just don't want to talk to people at all. So I
But see, when you don't want to talk to people and you sit at your desk, it's considered an easy job.
Yeah, exactly. She's still we had a
still bitter about
recording
that.
conversation. She's a little bitter.
Right.
Just a tad. Just a tad.
guys, take it from the feast. Being a teacher is not easy, okay?
not easy.
Don't ever tell her
Not.
that it's easy. Please don't ever tell her.
Don't tell any of us because we're going to make you guys teach a lesson one day and you're not going to like it. You'll learn real fast.
Exactly.
Real fast. Oh, man.
I don't know the age range of most of our listeners, so I don't know if some people are still in school or not. And that could be like either high school or college. Please don't be any younger than high school because I feel like I've said some stuff I shouldn't have.
Those parental controls are working.
I think I've been pretty good, right?
I think so.
I mean, kids are exposed to much worse, so I think we're okay.
That's true. That's true.
Okay.
And I feel like it's worse as I've gotten older, or else I'm just realizing what they're exposed to.
Yeah.
It might be a little of both.
I think it's a little combination of both. Oh, Macy, by the way, before I forget to answer your question, I looked back. I don't remember when it was recorded, but I posted that how we got into K-pop around December, like the first week. So we probably also recorded that in like November. Because I think me and Nafis started recording like October, but we didn't start posting until like the month of November.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So yeah,
It took a good month. Yeah,
So-
because I remember when I went to the mountains with my family and I posted that for Thanksgiving. We did that at the beginning of November.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like a month and a half shy of being there from the beginning.
Pretty much.
So,
But I told you that I was doing this from the beginning.
yeah, I think I knew about it.
Yeah, and what took so long is because I did the cover art for the first time. And that took me the longest. That's why it was so delayed. And then this new one, I was kind of like, you know what? I don't have time.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna get some quick clip art, do it in 5 minutes, get some ideas from you guys. I didn't think you would like the first thing I made in 5 minutes.
Honestly, I like it. It's really cute.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I tried. Okay, yeah, but anything else that's going on, guys, in our lives? I still am working. Oh, yeah.
We're about to go on break. Yay.
Right. For once, I love my job. That's cool.
Mhm.
That's good.
First time that's ever happened.
I hope to get there maybe one day. Is it soon? Probably not, but we'll see.
Wait, are you not working now?
Me?
Macy.
No, she is.
No, I said I love my job. I am working.
Oh, I'm deaf. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like, it's the first time in my life that I've loved what I'm doing for a job.
Okay, gotcha.
Me and Simone talked about it in the last episode, but I don't know if you guys know.
We did, but so we prepared a episode to come out on Halloween. We talked about Hocus Pocus and big amateurs. We couldn't use it. We couldn't post it. Macy's
Yeah.
audio, for some reason, was just
Sorry.
really... It's not your fault. It is not your fault. But your audio was just terrible. I could not use it. And Nafis said we should try to remain professional in the best way we can. So I had to scrap the whole thing. So Macy got a new job. I don't remember if we talked about it.
What does that have to
TXT
do
or
with
not.
Oh, okay.
Because we talked
I
about
thought
it and
we
I never
talked about
posted
it.
it.
Oh, gotcha. Because you just moved right on to that. I'm like, wait.
I can't remember if she talked about working at PetSmart before or not.
I swear I talked about it. It's not posted yet, but I talked about it in either our Howl's Moving Castle one or Blackpink. I talked about it in one of those, but you guys, Nafisa and Brianna, weren't there. So
My memory is of a goldfish. You probably did, and I just did not remember. I usually say
Anyway,
squirrel,
it
goldfish,
doesn't really
same
matter,
thing.
but I got a new job. So
Yes, you got a
I
new
really
job.
like it.
Yes. And another thing that, I did mention in the Hocus Pocus one that got scrapped, I got tickets to go see BTS in LA. So that's what I'm going to go do. And Brianna's also going to go see them. So that's what we'll be
Yes.
doing in December.
That is exciting.
Yeah, so we will probably have our own episode about that, from the announcement to the terrible ticketing process to being there.
Yes. We will let you know all the secrets.
Yes. They just really screwed over past ticket holders of Map of the Soul. I'm just going to say that. I'm really
floor seats to rafters is still a little triggered by that. Still a little triggered.
Don't mind me.
But yeah, I've seen other podcasts talk about their ticketing system, and I'm like, it's that bad that other people are talking about it too.
No, it's that bad.
Yeah.
I bought another ticket since then for Eric Nam, and I was having anxiety to buy that ticket, and it was not even close in terms of the experience. The PTSD is real when it comes to buying tickets.
But I think me and Macy talked about our ticketing experience for Speak Yourself, right?
Oh, yeah. I don't think any BTS fan would say that it was a relaxing experience.
No.
If they do, they're lying.
They are. Or they have some connection.
They have some connection.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
There's no way.
I don't think anyone would disagree with the fact that the ticketing process is absolutely ridiculous. So
it's just Ticketmaster. It's Ticketmaster itself. I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
You're trash. No offense. Don't sue us.
No, it's fine. You can say they're trash.
Right? What am I going to do? Come, guys?
It's bad. It's bad.
Exactly.
Take your tickets away.
Haunting them now, like, yo, we're brave up in here. We're brave.
Wait until after December 2nd, okay? You do whatever you won't know. Actually, no, because if they announce another tour, actually, you know what?
I apologize.
Let's just be real. Regardless, we're gonna throw our money at Ticketmaster. We've cussed them out till the day we die. But the moment they drop new concert tickets,
that's how a true capitalistic system works.
True.
Okay,
facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
God, it's so sad.
It is.
Oh God, but yeah, that's gonna be a trip. I'm so excited. I can't wait. And I got my booster also, so nothing is stopping me from going into the stadium. Nothing is stopping me.
Do they have like a mask requirement, or are they just not doing that?
They do. No, they do.
They do? Okay.
I think masks
it's
and
because the whole state
cards.
as well. Yeah.
Oh, you have to be vaccinated to go?
You either need to be vaccinated or you have to have a 72-hour negative COVID test to get into the stadium. And you have to wear a mask the whole time. Yeah. But like even California, I think it started either soon or like after Thanksgiving, like even just to go into restaurants or stores in the state, like you need to be vaccinated.
Yes. Yep.
Wow.
You have to show your card. So they're not messing around.
They aren't. As they shouldn't, so.
No. But yeah. I mean, I was already vaccinated because I did that before we went to karaoke for my birthday.
Right.
When I just after the booster, I was like, you know what? Let me just be extra safe. I mean, you never know.
Did you have the same reaction to the booster?
My arm, I just got it today. So right now my arm's a little sore. Yeah. It's a lot sore sooner than it was. Like the first time it was just a delayed reaction. Now my arm hurts a little bit more, like maybe 2 hours after I got it done. So I'll see how I feel tomorrow.
That's going to be this. That's going to be it there. Yeah.
I remember when I got the second shot, like my arm was so useless. I was in bed the whole day.
That shot knocked me out.
I was sick for like 4 days.
Yeah.
When I got my second one. It was really bad.
See, I only got the Johnson & Johnson, so I only had the one, so I was fine. I just had a sore arm. I just couldn't lift it past like my shoulder, I think.
That was Pfizer shot 1 for me, the arm weakness, and then Pfizer shot 2, I wanted to die.
I had Pfizer as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got the Moderna, and the first one, I was absolutely fine. And the second one, I felt like I got hit by a truck and was literally sick for like 4 days. So, I don't know. I don't know what the right way to go is.
Get vaxxed, homies.
Yes, please.
Yes, we are a podcast that promotes being safe and healthy.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And that's all I'm going to say. We're not, we're not talking about that today. What else are we talking about? Well, we decided to get to, like, is this to get to know us better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Well, I guess for the 1 year special to get to know us a little bit better, we have some games. So Macy's part, she's just going to ask us some more questions, I guess, to get to know us. And the feast is we're just going to play like a nice little game of Would You Rather. So that should be interesting because I have no idea what type of questions she's going to ask us. So, or Macy.
I didn't say this when we were actually recording, but I didn't pick like the silly questions of like, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite kind of food? You know, like that kind of stuff. Because I wanted to be a little bit more creative, and I don't think anyone cares. So I tried to be a little bit more like theoretical. So with the questions that I asked her, something that we can like have a discussion about. So first, most of them. Some of them are silly, but
That's fine. We gotta have some silliness. We're silly people. We're not always serious. Yeah.
okay.
We reached the pregnant pause.
I've never heard that before. Pregnant pause.
You've never heard of a pregnant pause?
No.
It's a comedic vocabulary. It's like the silence that comes before like the main. What is it called?
An English teacher here, because what is this?
It's like a pause that you have in a conversation at some point, basically.
An awkward pause? Because that was an
Yeah.
awkward pause.
I was like, pregnant.
I was like, who the heck called it
Look
pregnant?
it up.
Like,
Look it
why?
up. Look it up. It's a real
I
thing.
heard it said, but now that you've like brought it up, I'm like, why is it pregnant?
I don't know.
why?
I don't know. I didn't make it up,
This
guys.
is so random. Anyway, are we ready to get started? Are you going first, Macy?
Yeah, Macy, you can go first.
Okay. Okay, so my first question is, what's your favorite way to spend a day off?
Sleeping.
I was not going to be the first to say it, but that was literally going to be my answer.
It's either sleeping, reading like either webtoons or manga, finding some show to watch, and eating. It's honestly pretty much all I have time to do before I have to panic of me getting up to get ready for work the next day. You know, my coworker says it best, and like I'm too shy to do this, but she's always looking at me like when we deal with trouble people. She just needs to find a rich man, and I feel that, but like I don't have the guts for that.
Yeah.
But I'm tired of working. I notice it's not the job I have. I just hate working.
Yeah, preach.
Welcome to the club.
That's actually very insightful that you said that. Because I think I kind of get annoyed of working too. It's a love-hate relationship. Like, I like the independence that comes with it.
Right.
I like the money that comes with it. But I don't like the waking up at like 5 a.m. to get to school at like 6:30 a.m.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel you on that though.
I think a prime example of that was yesterday. We're filming this the day after Veterans Day, and it was just like at about 6 o'clock that like depression hit of like, dang, I gotta go to work tomorrow. And literally all I didn't do anything. I woke up, I walked my dog, I came back, fed my dog, went to bed, laid there for hours reading webtoons and just scrolling through the internet, fed myself, went back to bed, like gamed a little bit. Like I just didn't want to do anything. I just shut off. Like completely.
Did you have Veterans Day off?
I did, yeah.
Oh, we didn't.
not?
No.
I did
Isn't
not.
that illegal?
I don't know. I thought it was a national holiday until I started working here.
That sounds a little illegal. Just saying. You might want to get that looked at.
I don't know if the schools in my area were off on Veterans Day or not.
Ooh. That sounds a little... Isn't it a federal holiday and we are, federally funded, so you should get that off?
I don't know.
Oh.
My whole life I've always had Veterans Day off.
Same.
But yeah, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure even universities had it off yesterday. I think you all got gypped. I think that's exactly what that was.
Well, like, do primary schools get Labor Day? Did you guys get Labor Day off?
Yeah. We get Memorial, Labor, we should, Veterans Day, all of those.
I think we got Labor Day off.
That was in September. You had one day in September. First,
When is Memorial Day?
that's
It's in May.
I don't remember.
You should. That's a little sketchy.
It's either Memorial Day or Rodeo Day. Like you get one of those.
Rodeo Day?
Oh, some counties celebrate Rodeo Day.
What is Rodeo Day?
It celebrates.
We're in Florida, not Texas.
I don't know, but some counties, like the county that I live in, celebrates Rodeo Day.
Wait. What? They have rodeos in Florida?
Huh?
They have rodeos in Florida?
Yeah, in Florida. Yeah.
I don't. Does it mean actual like
Like yeehaw?
horse and
Oh, yeah.
rodeo?
Like they have a whole festival and everything.
All right then.
This is so.
That's news. I've been in this state my
this
right.
is so
Exactly.
news to
I've
me.
never heard of rodeo day. Never.
I'm sorry. I'm a little shocked. I think if we lived in like Nebraska or Tennessee or like Alabama, I get
Actually-
that. But like,
Actually,
Florida?
Florida's a huge coming from someone who has ridden horses my entire life. Florida is a great place for horse competitions and horse riding. Ocala is one of like
Yes,
the capitals
that I knew.
of horse riding in the United States.
Really? I didn't know that.
Not specifically rodeo day. Like that's a little
exactly,
like
not
all I'm
specifically
thinking of yeehaws and
rodeo.
bull riding. Like
Right? We used to go to one near what's the town called? Oh gosh, it's gonna bother me. It starts with a T. By us, that they God, they have a lot to do with the what?
Tampa,
Not Tampa.
Tallahassee?
A smaller town, like right
Tavares?
by. Oh, that's gonna drive me crazy.
Bradenton?
They do a lot of
Titusville.
Titusville, yes.
Oh.
Yeah, but they have one. And that's the closest one to us.
okay.
Interesting.
As far as like
No idea.
a real rodeo, there's horse showings all the time, but it is a big horse state, which I don't think a lot of people realize.
Okay. No idea. My students were telling me there's like is it a Mohawk something festival that happened? What do you call it? Party in the front or party in the back?
Mullets?
Mullet
Mullet.
day. And they put, I don't know, don't judge me. There's a
seems
mullet
made up.
day in like Vin's Titusville area where they put mullets on like mullets.
Don't invite me to that because I will bring
God.
a razor and want to shave it off of everybody I see with the mullet. We've already talked so many times how I hate mullets.
Mhm.
I hate them. I hate them
You're into
so
K-pop,
much.
so get used to it.
No, I hate them on K-pop idols.
Oh, that's the fashion in Korea now, apparently. So
Yikes. There's a day for everything. There's freaking National Waffle Day. Like,
I'm down with that though. That's food. Food is different. You can have
Yeah.
a holiday for every food. I will be there for
Food
it.
and your pets, okay?
Yes.
if we celebrated every quote unquote made up holiday, we would never work or go to school.
I mean, that's fine with me.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the times where we were hunting. Well, that's considered work, though, if you think about it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I honestly, I kind of like that we can just go buy our food. So
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like air conditioning,
I
but
agree.
yeah, air conditioning, internet access.
you know what? Nafis, you didn't answer the question. We are kidding.
Yeah, we're
We
way
got
off
so
topic.
off topic.
Wait, what?
You never answered the question.
Which question?
What do we
Macy's
do?
question.
I did. I said sleep.
Oh, okay. I didn't
I think we're all
know.
about the same. Like, if I have a day off, all I do is I wake up, I eat something, I play Animal Crossing, I scroll on TikTok, I go back to sleep.
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
I scroll on Twitter. I'm still not on TikTok, so that's the only way I don't connect with my generation.
I
So
felt, missing out, man. Losing hours of your life.
that's what people keep telling me. You know what? I really don't care at this point.
I can see
alright.
the appeal for TikTok though. It is kind of fun and addicting.
It is. You can lose hours on there like I did
You
yesterday.
literally, yeah.
right?
Like, I'll just watch one more video 3 hours later.
All right, Macy. Question number 2.
Question number 2.
God, we're never gonna get through this.
I know, this is going to be a forever long episode.
I am still not over the rodeo day. I'm sorry. That's just shocked
It's
to me.
real. I'm telling you, it's real.
My head like literally exploded when you. Okay, question number 2, Macy.
Okay. Where is the next place on your travel bucket list? And why?
Bucket list, okay.
Like local or international?
It can be anywhere you want.
I've already went to my dream place back in 2015, even though I'd like to go back, which was Australia. And I'd like to go back to New Zealand too. I mean,
That's why I said the next place.
Yeah,
on your
I know.
bucket list.
oh,
Don't pick apart my questions, Amon.
don't pick at me, but you know what? Jump through the screen. Anyway,
I think I would want to go to New York. That's probably the next place I would want to go, just because it's been so long since I've been.
oh, you never been to New York before?
No, I have, but it's just been forever.
Gotcha.
And the food scene there is like pretty nice, so
It's pretty dope.
I feel like mine would be cliche if I say Seoul.
No,
but it kind of is.
But we've
Korea.
been wanting to go for like a long time now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I always wanted to visit an Asian country. Like when I was traveling a lot and I was like, oh, I've been to like all the European ones. I would like to go to an Asian one. I just never knew like which one. At first it was like Japan, because I've always wanted to go to Japan. And then when I got into like K-pop and just learning about Korean culture, I would like to go there as well. So I also want to really taste the food.
I can't really pick one. Mine's kind of tied between Korea and France. I really want to go both of those places. So
mine is tied between I have like 3. So Korea, because I have a friend there, so I want to go visit her really badly. Singapore, again, have a friend there. It's pretty much places where I have friends. And then England, because I'm just like, I have family there. Jamaica has like really close ties with England. So, you know, I just grew up watching TV shows, movies, all that stuff. So those are like the top 3 places for me, if I could choose to.
How is our Singaporean friend? Is she good?
She's good. She has a baby now, and he's the cutest thing. And yeah, so
Really? Are you
she sends us
Jamaican?
pictures. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Okay, let me
My
stop.
God, I have a lot of Jamaican friends.
Oh, you don't?
No, I said I do. Well, I have you. I never knew you were Jamaican. And then I just work with a lot of Jamaicans at my job now. So
Yeah. I'm sorry. I don't have an accent. If I
mean,
tried
don't be
it, I'd
sorry,
be
I just
laughed out
never
of the
knew.
country. So we're just never going to do that one. But yeah, I am.
okay, that's pretty
So,
cool.
Thanks.
I've also
We're
actually
going
wanted to go to
next
Jamaica.
summer.
Nice.
It's nice. I mean, that's where, you know, my grandparents live. A lot of my cousins still live over there. So we're going next summer. So not really on my bucket list because, you know, I've been there about 3 times. Next year will be 3 times. So it's fun. It's nice. Food's good. People are great. So
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So we said Korea, France.
Nafis, did you say one? Or you said New York? I'm
She
sorry.
said New York,
yeah.
yeah. What part of France do you want to go to, Macy?
I mean, the stereotypical one is Paris. Because I took French in high school for 3 years, so I always wanted to go there. But the French countryside is really beautiful too, so I'd like to see both. Want to go walk by the Seine River? I think that would be really cool. So
I also low-key kind of want to go to Dubai as well.
Me too.
I've always heard bad things about Dubai. Like I heard it's
Really?
like it's nice and rich, like everything's expensive. And I just like, even actually speaking of which, one of my students was like, I never want to go back there today because I guess that's where his aunt lives. But I've just like the 4 or 5 people I know that have gone there have just been like, it's okay.
Interesting.
really?
I wonder if that's maybe like culture differences as well.
It's probably
maybe.
a culture difference.
Might
I
be
think
that.
so.
Yeah.
But like for instance, my student today is like, oh my God, Lambos are not like like you see a Lamborghini here, you're like, oh my God, over there it's like every other car. Everything's
It's
mad
the norm,
expensive.
guys. It's
Middle of the
Dubai.
desert. Like he's just like,
thank you for making me feel even more poor.
Exactly. So if you want to feel poor, go to Dubai.
But I will say I've been there before, and the roads are so big. There are 7 lanes for like a one-way.
Woo! Stress.
that just rose my anxiety level.
So imagine if you're like all the way at the right and you need to take a left. You have to cross 6 other lanes to get to that left.
Nah, we just getting off
Yeah,
at
no.
the next exit. Maybe
I'll take a bus.
Yeah.
We're not doing that.
So I was talking to someone about LA and they were talking about the 6 lanes there. And I was like, so that would give me so much of a heart attack from
Yeah.
all the way on
Yes.
the left and I need to go to the right. No.
Like in LA and Atlanta are the 2 places, you know, you always hear horror stories about driving in. And each of those places, if I need to be like, if I exit or enter a highway on the right and I need to be on the left in like, you know, 5 miles, I just go ahead and get there. Like I will do the speed limit in the far left lane in Atlanta. I don't care. Florida, whatever. But Atlanta and LA, I was like, nah, we doing 50 we're doing the speed limit on a 6-lane highway. I don't care.
Don't
Because,
people
like,
honk at you though? Because isn't that the speed
let
lane
them.
too?
That's how I feel. Honk at me. I dare you. Don't honk. I'm not about to die for you. Because then when you try to get over, they won't let you in. So
Yeah.
it's like, I'm going to do 50 in this lane because you're not going to let me over. I'm sorry. I am that tourist. first in your state. In Florida, I will be the one honking at you if you're in the left lane. But me in another state with like 7 lanes, I'm crawling.
It's the circle of life. I honk at you, you honk at me.
Exactly.
We keep this going.
Exactly. Like, keep up with the flow of traffic, but I'm going to be in the left lane way early. I'm not trying to risk my life for you because you won't let me in.
Right. Another place that I'd really like to go is Germany because my grandma grew up there most, like, half of her life. So she wants to take me to the town that she grew up in. And she, of course, she speaks fluently. And the food is really good. So, because I grew up eating her cooking, which is authentic. And they have so many pretty castles. I want to go on a castle tour. So
I just want to travel, man.
I actually applied when I applied for my teaching job. I applied to Germany. That's one of the places I applied to.
That's nice.
Okay, next question.
What
was the last TV show you binge watched?
You.
Oh, dang, I forgot I did watch that too. I binge watched like 3. So.
You season 3. Oh my god. They literally took like, what is the most effed up thing we can do? Let's do it. Oh, but it was so good. So good.
I just don't understand how Joe is not arrested now.
I stopped after season 1. I was like, this man, no.
It's so good though.
I can see like a psychology class, like just sitting there and analyzing like each episode.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's so good. Like I still analyze. I'm like, this character's so crazy.
I've been watched You, Squid Game, and Alice in Borderland, and right now I'm watching So Not Worth It. So that one's a cute one. We'll have to do an episode on all the ones I just named. Maybe even You too. I don't know if I can talk about You though. I'd be really biased to say they all just need to be arrested or like in mental hospitals.
No, I agree.
What about you guys?
I'm trying to think.
I actually can't remember
Right.
which one I last binge watched because I'm notoriously bad about starting like 5 different shows at once and like watching a couple episodes and then switching and then watching a couple episodes and then waiting a couple months and then coming back.
You know, I've been doing that a lot lately, surprisingly.
Yeah.
But the last show that I watched completely was Haikyuu. I rewatched it. So because it's like one of my favorite shows of all time. So I recently, in the last couple of months, rewatched it all again.
A student of mine recommended that one to me too.
The volleyball one
too.
Yeah.
The latest season kind of got halted because of the whole COVID thing. So I'm hoping that they'll start making episodes again. They said they will, but it's just kind of slowed down. So, but there's like 4 seasons you can watch now.
Oh wow.
Oh, there's 4?
Yeah.
I didn't realize it had been on that long.
Yeah. I forgot to mention before, for a true binge, before I watched all the shows I just mentioned, I finished rewatching Fairy Tale because I didn't watch the last season because I have the manga for the whole thing. So I already knew how it was going to end, but I watched it and then I started watching his new TV series, Eden Zero. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's cute. If you're a big fan of Fairy Tale, he has a lot of like, what are they called? Easter eggs in Eden Zero of Fairy Tale. So you might randomly see a character from Fairy Tale in that one. It's on Netflix only, so.
Okay.
No, You season 3 was a proper binge for me. I started Sunday 10 a.m. and I finished Sunday 7 p.m. I inhaled that season.
God, I don't think I've done a 1-day binge.
I've only done that for one show, and that's an anime on Netflix called Be the Beginning.
I did Be the Beginning.
I did that for Squid Game too, actually, which was before. Yeah, I watched Squid Game first, watched that in a day, and then I watched You again in a day. And then I was bored again, so.
Last thing I binge watched was like full beginning to end was Squid Game. I've been on a slow binge of Downton Abbey. Because I had never watched it.
How do you like it?
I really like it. Like, it's a really good show, and it's not one that like gives me anxiety to the max. Like, it holds you, but it's not like you're dying to figure out what happened. And then I started My Name, which is on Netflix. So those are like My Name and Downton are the two I'm currently watching.
Got it.
Oh, and I binge watched I think it's the 5th or 6th season of Nailed It, because I love that show with all my heart. So
one show I really want to watch that I've been seeing a bunch of clips on TikTok for, it'll probably be my next binge, is I think it's called like Dolly and the Cocky Prince. It's a K-drama. It looks really cute, so I want to watch that one next.
What is that on? Like, which platform?
I'm pretty sure it's on,
Vicky?
What's the K-drama app?
Sorry.
Vicky? Yeah.
Okay.
It's just the way Macy's face was
Sorry.
like, I think it's on
Completely
her
blanked
eyes
on the
were-
name.
Her eyes were so big. It was funny.
So it's on Viki. Okay.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. It could be on Netflix too, but I don't think so.
I really need to watch Yumi Cells because I watched I read the webtoons and I absolutely love the webtoons. One of my favorite ones.
Really?
And I saw they made a yeah, it's so good. It's so cute.
need
Because
to
I
read
relate to Yumi a lot.
Aww.
And there's one cell I really relate to as well, but I can't remember.
Young Jay is in it, right? Not Young Jay.
No.
Jin Young from GOT7.
Yes.
And there's
And
somebody
Mino.
else.
He's in Yumi Cell?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
I
thought
heard
the
that.
main guy was the guy from Itaewon Class.
He's one of the main. Jin Young is, I think, like a secondary lead.
Oh.
Yeah, he comes in a little bit later.
Yeah.
Isn't Mino from Shiny also in that? For like
Minho,
1 second.
okay.
Minho.
Yes. Oh, I saw him in a clip and I was like, wait, he's in this? I was like, all right.
Young
cool.
Jay is in the show I'm watching, so not
Yes,
worth it.
so not worth it. That's what it was. How's he doing in that?
It's pretty good. He plays in Australia, so it's I really like it so far. I'm really surprised for like a K-drama how diverse it is because it's supposed to be at a university in Korea and it's like about these kids in like the international dorm. So Young Jay is completely Korean, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, because he plays in Australia, like Korean Australian named Sam, so I guess he could be in the dorm because I guess only foreigners can be in the dorm.
Gotcha.
There's
okay.
this, and then there's like this black guy from Trinidad named, what's his name? Is it Terry? A Swedish guy, a white girl who's American. It's pretty good. And then a girl from Thailand who I guess is in G Idol. Her name's Minnie. I've never seen her before.
Right. I forgot she was in that show. Okay.
Yeah. So it's good. I like it so far. I told Nafis this. I don't know if you guys saw this in our group chat. The only thing that threw me off at first, because it's a comedy and I didn't think they still do this, they have a laugh track at the back. And when I first heard it, I was like, what is this? I almost stopped it because I'm like, no. I thought we left this in the 90s and early 2000s, but I'm used to it now, and it's cute. Because, like, I don't need a laugh track to tell me when to laugh. I will laugh when I think it's funny. Because there's points where I laugh and the laugh track isn't there, and there's points where the laugh track happens, and I don't think it's funny. I have a gripe with laugh tracks, so, but yeah, other than that, I still think it's cute. It's worth a watch, and I hope we talk about it if you guys watch it, so.
So it's so worth it then.
Yeah, I know.
It fits with the puns today.
I just had to, sorry.
It's fine. How many more questions do we have?
That was literally only question 3. You guys need to stop talking so much.
I'm sorry. We don't even got to Nafisa's game. We
haven't. Okay.
Oh, God.
Next question. What's the first thing you would do if you won the lottery? I know Simone's gonna say quit my job.
I mean, just
I would. Our teachers, like, we've always been like, when the big lottos come up, we're like, if we win, everybody's quitting. Like, we're all just caught, like, look, we're not coming in today. Sorry if any teachers eventually listen to this. This is our game plan. Sorry. So, and, so if I won, I would, always back up the little squad of teachers that we have. I would buy a house. I don't really have any loans to pay off, but I'd give back to my family and I'd travel. Like, number one thing, I would just travel. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think it depends on, like, first of all, how much money do you win? Is it
Right.
enough to, like, survive the rest of your life without a job, because at this point in my life, I kind of like my job, but I would think I would work like half the year.
Right.
And
you
the
can
other
work
half
for
I would
fun
travel.
is what I always like to say. Like I've always said that too. Like I would travel at first, and then I feel like that would get boring after a while. Like you'd get bored and you want to like,
or
work
like I
your
take
mind.
like a 3-month vacation every year and go somewhere new.
Exactly.
But I still have my job, and I probably would have like a paid off house and car.
Right.
So
Even though I do complain about teaching, that's the one thing I really like about our job is that we get like a 3-month summer.
Yes.
So we can actually go somewhere.
Yes.
right.
But yeah, I agree. I would. What was the question again? Sorry.
What would you do if you won the lottery?
I would probably like pay off my loans and buy a house too. Like stabilize myself. I would invest a lot of the money too.
Yeah. Yeah, of course, like Brianna said, her little squad, my family, whoever needed it, you know, get them out of their situations too.
I mean, I'd probably do the same, like how much I have first. I mean, I don't have any debt either, but like distribute it to my family. Like my dad, he can do whatever he wants with it. My brother, my aunt and their cousins. I'm sure my new cousin who's pregnant will probably need that for her baby. So definitely travel, because like I said, I just want to kind of travel the world and just see different places. And get myself a house. I wouldn't need a big house though, because especially if I'm traveling, I won't always be there.
Right.
I just need something that I'm comfortable in and clean.
Yes.
So
I like the idea of like a condo or something that I don't have to keep up the outside of it.
My only downside, because I live in one right now, is just the neighbors. Like
That's true.
I want a backyard. Like, for example, with Hobie, so if I don't feel like going outside, I can just let him go outside, you know? And
what is your dog's name?
Hobie! He just looked at me. I'm not talking to you. I'm sorry. Yes,
He's
I
like,
did.
He perked up. He's like, yes.
Yeah, he's, you know, little Hobie kid.
So cute.
Oh.
So, yeah, I would, I feel like all of our answers are super adult.
Yeah.
Yeah, just pay,
like it's
get houses, pay for our families, take care of them.
I will say, and I've talked about this before briefly. I won't go off in a complete tangent. I just think it's like interesting how we would still not 100% give up our jobs. Because while I feel like
Except for
the reason why
Except for me.
working is so stressful right now is because we need the money. But when you have the money, you can just work for leisure, you know? I don't know if that's like the right term. You don't have anything to worry about. So you can like do what you can work because you want to, not because you have to.
I think that's the right term, because like when I first started working in retail, when I used to work at Kohl's, I had a lot of people that were already retired and they come back to work, not because they needed to, but because they were tired of sitting at home.
Exactly.
So that makes sense.
And I've noticed, like, for example, with my grandmother, after she retired, her, like, mental health in terms of memory dipped, like, drastically.
Yeah.
So I feel like keeping that going, that's why you see a lot of, I'm sure Nafisa can attest to this, like, substitutes or older people who used to be teachers or, you know, military people or whatever, because it, like, you know, after a while, the money is just kind of like there and you've kind of done everything you wanted to do and you've got to be active. And so I find that like to be interesting that we all kind of said like, I would still work, but
except for me,
except for Samantha, she's like, I'm done. We out.
I bet you would find something you want to do.
I'll get a different job, and I feel like the money would help me get a better job that I actually want to do.
Exactly.
So maybe that's
find
the thing.
Something you'd want to do.
Right.
Exactly.
This currently isn't what you want to do. So
No, not at all. Never wanted to, and I'm kind of stuck. So I'll get there. As people and my coworkers keep telling me, I'm still young, and that's still annoying to hear. But whatever,
You are still young.
I'm not gonna be. I'm not gonna be still young forever,
me,
though.
who's in the last year of my 20s.
Me too.
Yeah. Right, you're still. You've got plenty of time. You have plenty of time.
My brother says the 30s are his best years, so
I'll wait to agree with that or not.
Yeah.
okay. The only thing,
Just give us a few years. We'll get back to you.
I need to adjust first, and then I'll tell you.
The only thing that him and his friend Matt said is that your body just kind of starts going.
Yes.
So, like, he says he sneezed and he threw out his back.
Oh, no.
Other than that, you should be fine.
What's your next question?
Okay, my next question is there a product, so like a manufactured product, that you couldn't live without?
Ooh.
I'll go first, because I know it's kind of a confusing question. As much as I hate it, it's my freaking phone. Because I couldn't get anywhere. I couldn't communicate with any of the people that live far away from me. It's sad, but I need it.
Dang.
Well, especially the way they do it now. Like, you kind of need your phone for everything.
Everything,
Yeah. Like, if I want to know how much money I have in my bank account, or I need to, like, call 911, or, you know.
Or if you want to listen to music, watch TV when you're bored, play games, go online.
Mm-hmm. I literally would never be able to get anywhere because I don't know how to use directions other than my phone.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So
That's not good.
I would be lost all the time.
Macy knows this. I'm terrible with directions, and I don't know why. But Macy is too. Was I driving or you driving? There was one time, I think it was when we were meeting up with the Feast, Brianna, and Sam, where I told you to go right, and you started going left.
Right, okay? Leave me alone.
Oh my gosh, me neither. It's actually very scary.
All the ones that I see do this.
I still do that. I have to. On the highway, you can't like just panic, tell me to like turn left or right, because I'll go the opposite way.
Oh no.
No, it's not. It's like
I don't have to
a
look
problem.
at my fingers, but I have to think about it every time.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
what's
I
the hand
still
I
have
write
to.
with? Like,
Yeah, I have to hold up the fingers and make the L's and be like, okay, left.
Okay, I'm not that bad.
I don't know why it's like that, but like that was just something that didn't sink in my brain when I was younger.
The only style of direction I cannot take is like, go north. No. Mm-mm.
I don't know where north is.
Towards what? Do you want me to go towards Walmart or away from Walmart? Don't be northeast of Walmart. Like, no. Mm-mm. I can't do that. Unless I'm literally by the ocean, I can't do that.
I'm good at knowing landmarks.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
like actual directions, like street names, I'm like, where?
The one by the tree.
Yeah,
East
anyway, so
on
mine
Main
is my
Street. Where
phone.
is Main Street?
Yeah.
So
phone.
I was gonna say air conditioning. Like I don't know about you all.
I was thinking of that too.
I don't know about
Facts.
y'all, but when you take a nice walk outside and then you open those doors and then that gust of air conditioner blows in your face, it is the most beautiful feeling on the planet.
Yes.
So air conditioner, that's what I'm gonna say.
Oh man.
I will say refrigerator.
That's a good one. Related.
These are all getting worse.
Can you tell I'm a tourist, guys? No, seriously though, refrigerator, because why not? Like I said, we would still be hunting for our food.
You can put
Now
a
we
trash
keep
can
it-
in the ground. It's the same thing.
Oh, ooh, dang.
I'm just kidding.
In the ground?
Yeah.
You still need ice.
You can salt your meat.
It's true. But that requires work, and I think that's what she doesn't want to do.
You know, if I ever get lost in the woods, I'm taking you in the feast.
Huh?
If I ever get lost in the woods, I'm taking you with me.
Okay.
Survival right here.
Oh my god. I think mine would probably be a car.
That's a good one.
Transportation. I can do
Yeah, but see,
now,
my phone could get me an Uber.
but then I still have to pay for
True.
it. And now I'm at the will of the Uber driver. I think I would do my it's just the freedom of it. Like even thinking back to before I was driving, you know, and having to rely on other people, which we'd have to do with Uber, which we're going to do in LA, if at least in our case. I think just being able to drive and like go whenever I want, wherever I want is like free. And it comes with the music. It comes with the air conditioning. You know, the only thing I need to put in there is a fridge.
Besides the music, if you think where we lived, our public transportation was better, then you wouldn't really need the car.
I agree. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, if I lived in New York, I would not need a car.
That's
at
true.
all.
That's
You
true.
would
Or
need
even,
air
like-
conditioner.
You would need air conditioning
That's
for a New
true.
York subway, yeah.
That is very true. Honestly, DC is very clean too in terms of their metro. Every time I've gone to DC, it's very clean.
Just anything better than New York's metro, basically.
Preach. Yeah, that was terrifying going to that metro.
Okay, next question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you were just gonna say the next question.
Okay. Not to be dark, but if you found out today was your last day on Earth, what would you do?
Oh God.
I think I'd pray.
So holy of you.
I'd pray. Yeah, that's what I do.
I'd probably do the same and spend time with family.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine was family, especially my mom. I would just spend the day with her.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Simone, I saw your face.
Because, like, I'm trying to think if my answer was, like, if I answer what I want to answer, if that sounds dark or not.
Nah, do it. YOLO.
Do it. Yeah.
I mean, I don't... If I found out that day, would I even really have time to do anything differently? I don't know if I would do anything.
Well, I'm not saying something differently. I'm just saying, how would you spend if you knew that you couldn't just, like, F off and just play on your phone all day, and you wanted to do something more meaningful because you knew it was the last day? You could, let's even say you could poof yourself somewhere. Like, you know?
Okay, well then, I guess I'd be with my family, like my dad and my brother.
Yeah.
Okay, well that one was easy. We all pretty much had the same answer.
Very sentimental.
Quick, simple, sentimental. Move on.
Okay. The next one is, if you could time travel, when and where would you go?
This question always makes me laugh because, when
Can
it's
I add
my
on to
turn, I'll
that?
say.
Yeah.
Would you time travel to the future or the past?
The future. Because
we
just
can't go to the
being
past.
a
Really?
black person,
You don't
I
wanna try
cannot
to
go
fix
to the
anything?
past. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna say it.
Huh?
I
That's
cannot
exactly
afford
why
to
I
go to the
started
past
laughing.
being black.
That's exactly why I started laughing when she asked that question. I was like, well, there's only one way for us.
So what I'm saying is, wouldn't you want to go back and try to, like, change things?
No.
No?
No, there's nothing we could change. They didn't listen then. They're not going to listen to me now. So, no, nah.
Oh my gosh, I opened a can of worms.
Okay, to keep it from getting dark again, I would say if I had to go to the past, it would just straight up be the 90s again. Like, while yes, I know there was a lot of stuff going on, when I was a kid, I didn't realize any of that. And so it really didn't hit me until like the 2000s when I started, when I started school, that's, I guess you could say, adversity started to occur.
Yeah.
Because before that, I mean, I would say the 90s for those of you that remembered, which I think it just might mean Nafis,
Anyway.
like we had like extremely diverse television shows. The music was diverse.
know
Like
what?
it felt different. And then it kind of regressed in the 2000s. Like the diversity kind of died. And
I've been seeing a lot of that in like online, like on Twitter and stuff when they talk about shows. And I was thinking about that for the longest time. I'm like, what happened to when we had so much like diversity and like trying to do our own thing like in the 90s and early 2000s to where it got like erased? Like what happened? And now in today's time we try to say we're all like so inclusive and diverse and
I love
include
the hand
everybody.
movements.
No, like seriously, I'm like, what happened to where we say all this and the actions don't work? But we have action and no words. It's confusing.
Yeah. It's hypocritical.
there's a systemic reason. There's an actual reason, at least on the TV end of it. I think it was a Vox, like that VOX channel. They actually did a video on it. And if I find it, I'll send it to our chat. But they actually they did a talk about what happened, what the rise of it, what happened in the fall of it. And it was pretty eye-opening and really interesting to see what happened, at least in what they consider the golden age of television, which was like the 90s era kind of.
Do you remember like the general reason why?
There was an uptake. There was a need and ask for it. And so they had like the family hours. Like, I don't know if you remember growing up, like Friday night, whatever's where, it was like family hour of television. And you would see like Family Matters and Full House and Fresh Prince, like all of those, like UPN, Nick at Night, all of those where they have like those family hour of television. And what it was is like the black television shows brought in a lot of viewerships to certain channels. And once they reached that certain level of viewership, they would either cancel it and then replace it with a non-black television show. And then, of course, they would keep the time slot. So what they pretty much explain is that the black television shows, some of them were used for ratings boosts because it would get a diverse viewership, and then they would cancel the show and the viewership would still kind of stay there because whatever show took its place still would hold that like time slot. It was a weird and not weird, but kind of messed up.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that's my grip, like not even just that, like with colorism, because I forgot to mention that. Well, it doesn't matter because the episode didn't come out. But like now you see a lot of things where like if they add a person of color, even if they're not black or just a black person, they're very light skinned to the point where like they're closer to white. So they're like, oh, we have our diverse person. It's okay. So or even like with gay people, they'll add just like a white gay person, like no other race can be gay or non-binary or anything like that. So it's kind of like, where is the diversity?
Personality.
Yes, and the stereotypical personality.
Yeah.
Yep. So, sorry. Side note.
What was even the question again?
Time machine question.
But those were reasons why. So I would travel
that was
to the
the
future.
reason me and Brianna acted like that.
Travel to the future. Travel to the
Mine
future.
on the
is
same
also
page.
future, but my specific answer would be I want to go past my what would be stereotypical of my lifespan because I want to see what I'm not going to see. Because obviously we're going to go into the future, so I want to go far enough ahead to where I can see what's going to happen after I can't see it on my own.
See if it'll be worth it. Like, will you, like, oh, look, I'm glad I'm not going to make it that far.
Like, oh, look, the world's already burning. Oh, wow, they have flying cars, finally.
I skipped out on that. Good. Or maybe bring a forewarning, you know, like, hey.
Yeah, like, this is going to happen. Try to stop it, you know, like global warming. But we've been warning about that for how
There's
long?
no stopping that now, man.
Global warming is not going to stop, guys.
We can slow it down, but we can't stop it.
It's not going to stop.
It's not. Well, we were warned about this pandemic as well, but, you know, look at how that's going.
Listen.
Were we really? When?
It was after the H1N1. They started.
The swine flu.
Swine flu, bird flu era. That's why they had the prep teams and all that stuff, and then you know who dissolved all that stuff, and here we are.
Did Ebola happen before or after the swine flu?
I think it was before.
Was it before?
Wasn't Ebola 2004?
I remember it, so I don't know.
I remember it.
Was it? I remember it, but I don't.
Been too young to remember it in 2004.
I thought it was still when Obama was president, like in his
it was
earlier
during
years.
Obama.
Like, so it had to be like
It was our
20
college years.
Was it
like
really?
H1N1 and swine flu and all that was high school. I remember that specifically. It was like 2009, 2010, which was still Obama years-ish, kind of.
Yeah.
End of Bush, early Obama. And I want to say Ebola was
After that?
like 2012-ish.
Because then that I would have thought, I wasn't even thinking about the swine flu. I forgot about that. But if you said Ebola, I would be like, that makes sense.
See, I don't really remember that, but I remember Ebola. So
I think with Ebola, it happened twice actually.
Yeah, there was a couple
You're
around
right,
here.
Yeah, I think it happened a few times.
But you
it never
guys
got
might have
as
been
bad.
really young.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys were probably really young for swine flu. That was our high school. So that was like, I think that was 2009. I know it was before I graduated. So 2010 is when I graduated. So it was like around that era. And it was it was nothing like this. Like all we were told to do was like sneeze in your elbow, sneeze in your sleeve, please.
Yes,
and
see, I
wash your
remember
hands.
that.
Like that was it. Not even, you would have never thought that anything like this would have been in the near future.
Not since the Spanish flu of 1918.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, we keep telling people like in our own personal lives that like history repeats itself. You don't make any changes, and nobody is listening. Nobody is listening. Part of history repeats itself.
Yeah. The fact that we're not listening is repeating
itself. So even that, you're right. Even that repeats. Because if you look at back then, they did the same stuff. Like, I'm not wearing a mask. I'm not doing this.
I remember hearing, I guess they used to protest seatbelts in cars. So,
oh jeez.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
Macy, what was the question again? I'm so sorry.
Still time traveling.
Nafis, Nafis, did you say?
I think the future too.
think we all agreed on the future. It was just more so like when in the future.
Right, right.
So
when.
I don't know if I want to see myself as an old lady. I don't know if I can handle that. I just hope I'm not one of those.
I don't want to see myself either. I want to go past when I am alive. I want to see what's after.
I just don't want to be like one of those senile old peoples, hopefully.
I just want to be a hip old lady that like calls out all the young people as like a funny old grandma like. Yeah. That's what I want to be.
Trying to help the youngsters live through life.
I'm going to be a whole troll when I'm older. I'm going to be that lady that comes in and be like, oh, you know, whatever. Just the whole nine. I'm going to be a crazy old lady. Don't care.
Okay, next question.
Yeah.
We might not get to the would you rather.
All right. If you could live in a movie or TV show, what would it be?
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah. Hands down. Yes.
I think so.
And I know that's like a war-torn show, but still, let's still do it.
Element what you guys want.
Earthbending.
Oh, dang. That was fast.
So fast.
Dang.
I'm stuck between water and earth.
I would want earthbending.
Although it would be cool to fly, but I'm afraid of heights, so I choose water.
Yeah.
Noel wants to be a firebender.
I forgot about fire. Fire's pretty cool too.
I always thought like I was always like, oh, fire. But then I was like, man, air can kind of control all of them, to be honest with you. So air.
That's true.
Like if you think about it real deep down, air can do all of them.
Mm-hmm. So we would all live in Avatar.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
I was trying to think of any other one, but like honestly, I watch a lot of like dark movies that I definitely do not want. I do not want to live in Squid Games. I don't want to live in Alice in Borderland.
Oh no.
I suppose after Avatar, I would probably choose like the Studio Ghibli universe, if that makes sense. Yeah. Like I love Howl's Moving Castle because I like the calm, like almost cottagecore-esque vibe it's got going on, but there's also like magic and like cool animals and stuff like that.
Well, if we're talking magic, I also want to live in Fairy Tale. I want to be a wizard.
That's an option. You can live in any show, TV, movie you want. But I do think Avatar would be cool because that's also kind of like magic. It's not exactly the same.
My Hero Academia. No, because the villains.
Their life is in danger all the time. I don't think I'd want to deal with that.
Like I want some breaks.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I just want any show that gives me powers, basically, but I don't have to be like fighting for my life.
Right?
Yeah.
I was like, is there a show
like
like
the more like calm
Vampire
powers, like
Diaries is kind of like that. I don't know if you guys are a fan.
Vampire Diaries.
No, absolutely not. No. Mm-mm.
I'm not living with Teen Wolf either. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
I'm sitting here trying to think. Like I can't. Like, even a Disney movie, I can't even think of one that I would be like, oh, yeah.
I don't want my parents to die.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
That is true. That is a requirement. You're right.
To be fair, in Mulan, her parents were still there.
Like a bystander and get murdered by, like, a car or something like that. Who knows?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Oh, my God.
I think Avatar's a safe bet. I'm gonna stick with Avatar.
After Avatar, I really can't think of anything.
Okay. Moving on. This is kind of the same realm. If you could have any animal as a pet, what would it be? Like exotic, imaginary.
I've always wanted a flying bison.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that.
I want an appa so badly. I want. I kind of like in the Legend of Korra, what's his name?
Naga?
Either Naga or I like, oh crap, no! Sorry, I had a Funko Pop just fall. It's fine, I can get it later. I think it was Wendy. Yeah, it was. Wendy from Fairy Tale, she just fell behind my dresser. Okay, anyway, the little red panda, which I found out are real animals and they're real cute. Yeah,
that was going to be one of my answers, was a red panda, because they're real.
I love them. Mm-hmm.
They're cute. I don't know if they're violent, but they're cute.
I don't think so.
I think so.
Are real pandas violent?
So, fun fact, I learned this at the Atlanta Zoo. I'm going to drop some knowledge right now. The red panda is actually the original panda. The giant panda is not actually a panda, but it's called a panda.
Interesting.
It's weird.
So why is it called?
She dropped that fact, and I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, my two answers were a red panda or a forever baby panda because like I want to be able to hold it, and I always see those cute videos of them interacting with their caretakers. I'm like, I just want a cuddly baby panda that stays a baby forever so it doesn't like get huge and, you know, is an actual bear.
True.
So pandas aren't violent is what you're telling me.
I don't
Not
think
the
so.
red
I've seen
ones.
plenty of videos of people playing with baby pandas and red pandas. So
Yeah.
Outside of a zoo?
Oh, no.
Oh,
They don't really live outside. I thought they're all in
if you're
captivity,
getting
aren't
an
they?
imaginary pet, I'm sure it's gonna be fine.
Are pandas extinct or they're only in zoos now?
They're all. I'm pretty sure they're only in captivity or on conservation that
endangered
are
for
like
sure.
watched. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
They're
I know,
too lazy. They can't survive.
I know white rhinos, I think, are extinct now. And I heard...
Yeah.
No, I think they're just endangered.
I think
Because
there's
I
like 500
literally
or so
saw
of them
one
left.
when we went through the safari.
Never
king,
mind.
So
I think
I
all of them
also-
are in captivity. That's the only difference.
Yeah,
There's no
I also saw
but they
this
still
article
exist.
that elephants now are being born without tusks so they can survive like evolution, so they don't keep
so
getting hunted for
sad.
tusks.
Yeah.
I know.
Wow.
That,
So they're
like,
being
makes me
born
wanna
without them
cry.
now.
Jeez.
We forced
That's so
evolution.
interesting how evolution works.
Yep.
Like, how does evolution know? I probably sound so ignorant right now.
No, you don't.
But, like-
'cause we
No,
talk
you
about
don't.
that
But
in
like, how do they know that like someone's hunting them for tusks and now they're being born without that?
It's all about the gene pool based on everything I teach my kids. It's just the genes as they are being killed, those genes are being removed.
So maybe
so-
people are hunting the elephants with bigger tusks, so they get more from it. So they're the ones with smaller are breeding,
Right.
creating
exactly.
smaller and
That's
smaller tusks.
Exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. So
Crazy.
as the ones with bigger tusks are dying out, only the smaller tusked elephants are surviving. And
So they're
therefore, as
procreating.
they-
Okay,
Right.
got
right.
it.
Which may or may not be a good thing because who knows what diseases they're more prone to
I
as
know.
well.
Yeah.
So
It's like people. I only have 2 wisdom teeth because you don't really
Right.
need those anymore.
right. And
But-
whatchamacallits are also being evolved out of humans too. The one that murders you silently sometimes.
What?
The appendix?
Your appendix.
Appendix,
Yeah.
not pancreas.
I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, the one that just suddenly comes for you at random points in your life. Good old appendix and
Completely
tonsils.
useless.
Tonsils, appendix, and wisdom teeth are all like people are being born without them.
I still have my stupid tonsils.
As long as again those don't also creep up and
Yeah.
try to kill, you're fine.
Those already
Yeah.
tried to kill me, so I got rid of those.
Yeah.
I'm assuming I still have my appendix, so that hasn't
you
tried to
know
kill
if
me
you don't,
yet.
If you didn't.
Yeah, you would know if you didn't.
Yeah.
Very painful.
So what type of exotic animal would you have? Feast, did you answer?
No, I didn't.
Well, not exotic, but just any type of
Yeah, it
pet.
can be anything. So even if it's just a pet that you really want, that you could totally have.
But I know you don't like dogs that much.
It's not like that I don't like dogs. It's just like I don't like creatures that I can't communicate with, if that makes sense.
So you want a bird. Is what I'm hearing.
Oh my gosh, did I tell you guys about my creepy parrot story? So we were babysitting my neighbor's parrot, right? And like we went to school together, so he just needed to go somewhere. And he's like, "Hey, can you watch my parrot?" And we're like, "Okay." But I didn't know this was happening. So I come down the stairs, like our sofa is right against the staircase. So you can't see it as you're coming down. And then like I turn my eye and I see like this green thing just on the sofa. And I got scared. I'm like, "Oh my God." And you know what the parrot did? It laughed at me. It was the creepiest laugh I've ever heard. And so, yeah.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
But back
I
to
wonder
your
if he did that on
question.
purpose.
No, it just looked at me and it gave me like a deadpan laugh. And I'm like, that is really creepy.
Wow, that sounds like a horror movie.
Yeah.
That is.
Thank God it was daylight though, or else it would have been scary.
Oh my God, I can't even
I
imagine.
would have just
at night.
passed out on the spot
Yeah,
like that,
yeah.
like nightmares for days.
Yeah.
You need to get this bird out my house.
But back to your question though, as far as like a pet, I would probably want a panda too. I find them very cute, even though they're
so
lazy.
adorable. And
Yeah.
I just want to cuddle and hold it like a baby.
Yeah.
You know what I also kind of want that I discovered in Australia? They're weird. Well, not weird. It's a weird one, but I want a wombat. They're like
Wombats are
big
cute.
furry, like pigs. They're cute.
Mm.
I don't know. I like Hobie. He's a good boy. But
Good
if
dog,
I didn't
guys.
have Hobie, I would probably do either a goat, because goats are cute, or a cheetah. I love cheetahs.
There you go. You could keep Hobie. You just, if you could have another
you
animal.
could have another one.
Yeah,
Just
you
give
don't
him a
have to-
friend.
I would never get rid of my cats in order to get a panda. So like, this isn't a trading thing. It's just
We're
if you could
having
have
both.
one.
I think Bella would trade me for a red panda, not the other way
Not the other
around.
way around.
She acts like I already don't exist, and when my dad comes in, he's talking about she's my stepmom. And I'm like, seriously, this is the dog.
I will never forget the time that I watched her and your dad came to pick her up. They were having a whole makeout session in front of me. I was like, I just need to leave.
I get that every day. You should
so
see the
cute,
way
though.
that
It's
she looks at my
adorable.
dad like she is in love.
She
Oh.
is.
Poor thing.
Yeah, she is.
She really
But
is.
they are
That's so
soulmates.
cute.
That's just how it is.
I really do feel like they're soulmates. Tragic.
Yeah. Last question. We almost made it through. This is kind of a cliche one again. Name one goal that you really want to complete before the end of your life.
Oh God.
What's your biggest goal that you're determined to accomplish?
Mine sounds really sad.
Oh no.
I want to make sure that my parents and my family are okay, like financially, mentally, health-wise, like they're set, they're taken care of.
Yeah, I tossed up between. I would really like to do that as well, but I think the one thing that I really want to do, I want to fall in love. I think I'd
Aw,
like for that to
yeah.
happen. So that's mine.
That's cute.
I'm trying to think. I don't know.
Simone, it felt like you had one, but you're hesitant to say it.
I just don't know if I say it out loud if it sounds sad or not.
Oh,
Do
I
it.
mean,
Just do it, and then you can edit it out.
Exactly.
I mean, I'll keep it in. I'll probably keep it in. I just want to know what true happiness feels like.
Oh,
That's not
I
sad.
don't think that's
That
silly.
sounds a little sad.
it does.
Thanks, Nafee.
It's melancholic. It's melancholic. Like it's like yeah.
There you go.
Like I just maybe it's just this year I just feel like I've been so stressed all the time. Like when I do get my joys of happy, like they don't last long. So I want to know what it feels like to be happy and stick, whether that is like falling in love or just like being with my friends and family.
So do you want to experience happiness or do you want to experience contentness, like being content?
Mhm.
Because typically people that are typically like happy are content with what they have in a sense.
Right, but when I feel content, I feel stuck. But I guess that's not true contentness.
That's not. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
still yearning for
So-
something if you feel stuck.
Okay, so maybe it is content.
Right. I think it's a combination because I feel like I don't feel like I have true happiness currently. Not that I'm sad, but I also don't feel like I've reached it yet. But I think it's a combination. So like once I, spending enough time with my family, once I like my job enough, once I find my person that I'm supposed to be with,
Right.
like I think it's a combination of things that, okay, I have way more good days than I have bad days. And that's when you've reached that happy medium of like, okay, I'm not happy 100% of the time, but I'm content with where I'm at on my happiness level.
Right. There's like you're not yearning for something else, like for more. You kind of
Yeah, because I feel like I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with my life. So that's also putting more stress. And like, I feel like I'm just not happy yet. And I can't tell if it's supposed to be like a bigger purpose or like I just need to not give up, but just realize it's just going to be.
Yeah, I swear that just the little change of my job has made the biggest difference because I didn't think that I would find something that I just hated my life every single day of my job. And that ruins everything because you spend like such a large portion of your time at your job.
Right.
So now that I've fixed that, even though all the other things in my life haven't necessarily been quote unquote fixed, it's so much better because a large portion of it I'm not miserable.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's like, I'm not asking for a
Right.
lot. I don't expect to be wonderfully happy every day, but I'm not like miserable every day. And I
Right,
actually
right.
like what I'm doing most days.
Right.
So it makes a big difference because you spend so much time there.
Yeah, just to add on to that, like something that helps me is like they probably beat this in everyone's head, like on the internet, on TV, and on TV is like the act of being grateful.
Mm-hmm.
So I like compare myself like pre-COVID time because that's when I did not have a job and now I do. So like things are so much more better now than it was before. So like that's kind of like how I deal with my yearning to like do better, be better, or find better things.
For me, I feel like I just want to get out. Like I feel like I reached the time in my life where I'm financially stable enough to travel, and then of course COVID hit. So I didn't
Naturally.
really get, obviously, as soon as I'm about to do something, something else happens. So I didn't really get to fulfill that. I've always loved studying cultures, whether it's Korean culture, Japanese, English, Spanish, whatever. And so traveling has always been like a huge part. So for me, before reaching that fulfillment for me would be at least to be able to travel enough. I think the finding true happiness for me would have that in part of it, because then I feel like there's not a lot of left that I'd have to see at that point, for me. But yeah, I feel like
Brianna, does it feel like an itch right now?
To travel?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because I can't just willingly do it right now. Like, I can't just up and be like, all right, guys, I'm taking out of school and I'm out for England
you
because
could.
of COVID.
You technically
I could, but even COVID is slightly in the way still. Like,
That is true. So you might as well keep your job.
Right, exactly. And I feel like I kind of felt where Simone was coming from in terms of the happiness, and I'm feeling that. A part of me still, the love thing is still there. It's not 100% in the forefront of my mind anymore because I'm just at the point where I don't care.
Girl,
but
I just accepted the fact I'm going to be forever alone, so that's fine
amen,
with me.
same. So I've accepted that, so I'm past that life. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's kind of how
That's
I feel.
so funny because I feel the same way too. Like if you had asked me like even a few years ago, that was something that I was like looking for.
Yes.
But now I just don't care. I'm like, it is what
anymore.
It is. Like it just is what it is.
I feel like that's not something I need to fulfill me.
Yeah.
But the job thing was, and so I had been super unhappy, with my last few jobs. And of course, Nafis, when I was in UCF, it was like medical track. Yay. I want to be a pharmacist. I want to be whatever. And then when that didn't work out, I really did hit that depression. Like, what am I supposed to do with my life now? And although teaching has been stressful, and you hear Nafis and I complain about it, I like it. And apparently I'm not doing half bad because they voted me Teacher of the Year. So I was like, oh God,
congratulations!
Okay. I never told you guys that.
Awesome.
Thanks. So when that happened, it was kind of like a whoa, because I still had doubts in myself in terms of like, am I doing this right?
Yeah.
And so when I got voted that, I was like, holy crap, wow, okay, first of all. And now I at least feel like I found a job that fits me. Whether I'm going to stay here or not is still, to change. But that's even why I applied for the traveling teaching job, is because like that'll fulfill me still working in a job that I like, but I also get to travel. So.
Yeah, and like I'm kind of at the opposite of Nafis. Like when she said she didn't have a job before COVID, and then like COVID hit, but now she has a job. I was kind of like the opposite. Like I was still kind of going to school, but I had things planned, and like I almost had a good job opportunity that could have actually really changed my life. Then COVID hit, then I got rejected. So then like at the back of my head, I've always been like, I don't know if I told you guys this, but I'm kind of like, well, did I not get the job because of COVID, or did I just not get the job because I wasn't not qualified enough, but I just didn't get the job because I had all those stages and I was just waiting to see if I got it or not. So that's always kind of been in the back of my head even now. And then like how I had to come back home and just struggle just to find something to keep me sustained. Like, so I'm not home all the time. I mean, yes, I did finish school and got my degree, but it's not really what I wanted to do because I'm kind of back to the point where I'm like, okay, well, what do I want to do with my life? So, and then trying to find new jobs and getting rejected's kind of been hitting me too, because I feel like I'm not that I'm not qualified enough, but like people aren't giving me a chance. So that's kind of none reason where I'm at.
Is it
where
an
I'm
experience thing for you at least?
I mean, what's the point of applying for entry level jobs?
Preach.
And
they want 10 years of experience.
Exactly.
Yes. Yep.
But it's entry level.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they want to pay you the bare bones,
the bare minimum
bones for 10 years of experience. It's like, pick one.
Definitely would not be able to move. And also, like I feel like I've said before, it's just living back at home and not wanting to be at home. And I know my parents keep telling me like I need to go out and adventure the town, but I'm like, well, can I go adventure somewhere else? Like I already know I don't want to be here. I don't want to live my whole life here. Even if I did have the opportunity for love and a family, I don't want to start it here. So
Yep.
Yeah.
I felt you.
That's understandable.
I think before we move on, like, I think what we have to realize is we literally lost a year of our lives to this virus. Like, we're living in an unprecedented era of stress that I don't think a lot of generations since, the Great Depression and like the actual world wars have really gone through. So just take that into consideration when at least thinking about happiness and where we are right now. Because nobody thought a year ago or a year and a half ago we would have ever been in this situation, like ever.
Right. And like we're not handling it well. We're really not. And then like having to listen to my coworkers complain and ask why no one wants to work. I'm like, because everyone's burnt out and stressed.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so like there's just a lot going on. So
yeah. And even our generation, I don't even think we want to be their generation anymore, where we work ourselves to death and only be happy in our 60s. Like we want to be happy now.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
We don't want to work like miserable stuff. And
there's no point in working for 40 years and not enjoying it to get to your 60s to enjoy it. Like I need to enjoy my life now and not when I'm in my 60s and I can't move because my knees hurt. Like, right. So there's a lot. So it's understandable to be frustrated and irritated, but just keep going, keep going. And who knows? And I can speak for myself. Teaching was not anywhere near my radar of choices and things I wanted to do. And that's what I'm in. So you might be going in one direction now, but something else might be planned for you. So just don't keep doors closed.
That is so funny that you bring that up, because whenever I talk to my kids about like their future, like career paths, like what they want to do and things like that, some of them are like, Miss, I don't know what I want to do. I just don't know. And I'm like, look, you're just going to have to go with the flow. Or like whenever they ask me like why did I become a teacher? Or like, I'm like, look, being a physics teacher was not my number one priority. It definitely, I'll be honest, it wasn't.
Yeah.
But things happen and I'm here. Like things happen. You have to reroute sometimes.
Yes.
And that's okay. That's okay. I think
that's something that I don't know about y'all, but we were not like told, like, if my parents were Islanders, and I know a lot of Islanders had this, issue, like you're going to be a doctor, lawyer, engineer, whatever.
Oh, that's all Asian countries.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, I went through,
I feel like that's all people of color, honestly.
Yeah, honestly, and I get like, your parents always want what's best for you. They don't want you to live whatever hardships that they did, but that's a whole level of expectation. And now being a teacher, and I see these parents putting these expectations on these kids, and it's like, oh, your daughter's not going to be a doctor. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like
you can see it. You can see it.
The mental capacity and to do that. And that's okay. And that's why I keep telling the kids, like, yeah, if you're sitting in my chem class and you're like, oh my God, I absolutely hate this, you might want to rethink your career path, because you have like 10 more years of chemistry and science ahead of you.
That's kind of what I did. Because I was kind of stuck in I need to have a 9-to-5 normal quote unquote job. And then I got to the point where I just was so burnt out that I quit and I couldn't do it anymore. And then I'm like, okay, I know myself. I need something alternative. I cannot be at a desk all day. I cannot stare at a screen all day. I cannot talk to people all day long. What can I do in my own realm that I feel comfortable with? that's going to make me feel okay about this. And that's how I got to grooming, because I love animals and something that I've kind of wanted to do, but I never felt like it was good enough to do on some level. But then once I got into it, I'm like, okay, this is a real job that they make real decent money and they get benefits, and it's just as much a real job as anything else. So like I don't need to stick to that quota of like what I think a real job is.
Yes. And that's what it is. The kids don't know that there's other jobs outside of the big 5 or 4 that they hear about their whole lives. It's like, you know, garbage workers make a ton of money. They make a lot of money and people don't realize that, and they get full benefits and they get holidays off. Like, you know, it might not be the most glamorous job that you can post about online, and I guess if you want to, but you make the most out of it.
That's another problem that we don't have time to talk about.
Oh, of course. That's a whole other We'll have an episode for that one later too.
A whole other podcast about that.
So yeah, it's just a whole other deep conversation. So I was just thinking about that as we were all just talking about our goals, and I'm just like, you know, that we just lived through a stressful year. So don't let that.
I got like peed on like 3 times today, but I would much prefer that than some Karen yelling at me through a phone.
Right. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Getting cursed at because they can't check in before the normal check-in time, and I'm ruining their vacation apparently.
Hey girl, if you don't figure it out, we just open a mobile grooming business and we do it together. I'll teach you.
There you go.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's fine. I'll handle the social media or whatever. I'll drive the truck.
She'll do the appointments and stuff. I
will make the appointments.
Right.
No, I'm actually very grateful like that my kids and like their parents and stuff, they're like not in my face about everything. Like if there's a problem, they'll be like, okay, we'll fix it. Like, so I'm grateful. The kids are good. The staff is good. The parents are good. But like going back to what you were saying, Brianna, how like it fits, like you know that it fits. That's kind of how I felt too. Like at first I was like, I don't know if teaching is for me. Mm-hmm. But then when I came to that community and I'm like, okay, this is going to work. And then like you just see it like manifest that way. So,
and I feel it helps that we are not that far removed. I feel bad saying that. Like when I first got into it, I was like, I'm around y'all's age, and now their age, the age never changes, and only mine is changing, and it's like, ooh. So you know, I graduated, 11 years ago, and I think it's still relative.
Stop it, Simone.
Can I do that math right? Huh? I'm counting for me.
Did I do that math right? I think I did. And you know, I still remember it. And I tell the kids, honestly, like, I understand high school is a really big deal for you now because this is the pinnacle of what you guys have been waiting for, you know?
Yeah.
You guys are like, I can't wait to get to high school. And now you're in high school. You're like, I can't wait to get to college. And you're going to be in college. You're like, I can't wait to get a real job. Like, there's just bench
it's always
points
the
from
next
there.
best thing. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, calm down and enjoy it. Like, I'm not that far removed from you. You know, this is what you need. Think about. It's okay not to know what you want to do. It's okay to not go straight to uni when you graduate from high school. Work. Like, it's okay. You know, it's not. And I feel like growing up, and I even talked to my friend in Korea, you know, about the timetable our cultures have put on us. Like 30 is it. Like when you, if you've hit 30 and you haven't, right, you don't have a career, you don't have a husband, wife, children, like what are you doing wrong? And it's like, I really had to talk myself down from that. Because, you know, it's like, I am at 30, I'm not married, I have no children. And I just really found the career that I think it may suit me. And it's like, am I behind? You know, and I feel like social media doesn't help with that because we see these people like, you know,
especially among your friend group too.
Yes.
As we talked about how Macy just went to a wedding
exactly
with an old friend of ours.
It's like we met in kindergarten, so she's getting married and she's pregnant with her first child, and she just got is just getting her master's degree and has a great career. I'm like, what did I do wrong?
Oh my god,
I didn't do anything wrong. It's just
where did our paths like differentiate?
Different paths.
And I feel like that added a layer of like seeing those, because that was me like 4 or 5 years ago. I'm going to wedding after wedding after wedding after wedding. And then now I don't know about you, Nafis, but it's like baby shower, baby shower. I'm like, oh my God, why am I so behind? But I think once I got comfortable with myself and where I am, I'm just kind of glad. I'm like, man, I'm glad I don't have kids. Because if I had a kid before this, I would have had to live in a whole house in a year with these children. And I couldn't go anywhere. Like, I'd be stuck in a house with kids. Sorry if you were. But, you know, like.
Now, the parents were going through it during quarantine.
Oh, they were. And I mean, as stressful as it was being alone, I'm glad I was alone and I got a dog. Like, you know, that's all I really needed. I'm glad I didn't have added stress of like, oh my God, I got to educate these children now. Oh my gosh, I got to
feed them.
Right.
Got to make sure they're going out and being social.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
And don't work. Yeah. And don't grow up to be antisocial.
Exactly. So
I'm by no means like ready for all of that.
Yes.
I finally figured out my career. So now it's like, oh, it would be nice to like share it with someone. And we're just a companion, but I'm not ready for like marriage, children, everything like that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not even
Everything
really
that
sure I
comes
ever
along
want
with it.
children. So we'll get to that bridge when we cross it.
Oh yes. That's another episode of the podcast. I'm kidding.
And Macy knows how I feel about kids. So yeah, that's another thing, especially if I get into the dating scene. And then like I'm already terrified of getting into the dating scene because like I feel that awkwardness of like I've never been in a relationship or even really dated. So like I have that fear of like that other person judging me and not wanting to be with me because I've never had that experience. So it's also those like thoughts that go in your head and they're like, oh, you're so not old, but like you're almost 25. You've never been in a relationship. That's always the question I get when I tell people
it's
that.
It's so interesting how the perspective has kind of changed. Like first, people wanted to be with someone who hasn't been in relationships that many times. Right. Now it's like, oh, you don't have experience.
You haven't? Like what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Right.
Something
like
must
I'm
be
the
wrong.
problem.
Like that's a flag for them is like if you've never been in a relationship as opposed to just being patient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just busy.
Or busy. Right. Yeah. Exactly. So, oh my God.
I'm trying to think like I've always just either been in school or working.
Yeah. And you know, that's okay too. Like it's okay.
You're getting yourself together and hopefully the person that's out there for you is doing that as well. So you want somebody on the same playing field as you. So, you know, it'll happen.
Off topic and not to change the subject, but Lucy just busted into my room like the Kool-Aid man.
I saw you doing something and I was like, I think Lucy came in her room.
Yeah. Smacked her face into the door and it busted it open.
She's like, you've been in here for an hour.
I need to go to the bathroom. Let me out. Oh gosh. Okay, well, we completed.
It got heavy, guys.
We talked a lot more than I thought we would about those. Like I said, picked decent ones.
It was a good conversation, though.
It was.
It was good conversation. Should we even bother with your game defeat?
I don't know. It's up to you guys.
Like, should we do part 2 at this point? I feel like we should just do a part 2 at this point.
We might have to do a part 2.
Okay.
We can always, even if we could just play Would You Rather sometime too. It doesn't have to be like anniversary because these questions were kind of to get to know us, which makes sense for an anniversary. Right. But we could.
I think these were good questions though. That helped with that.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
That was good. And I'll come back. Just let me know.
Would You Rather sometime? That would be fun in general.
Yeah.
Or at this point, you might become just another host, so we just switch.
We just come on board.
Switch and do alternatives.
Just drag me in.
Just bring in another one. Let's go.
Another one. Well, you're gonna have to make a new. Wait, did you add the names to to your little picture, your icon?
I think I did, so now I have to be. I was thinking with Defee, Simone, Macy, and Brianna.
Just God, we're just gonna scrap the names now. I was thinking podcast. Like
there we go. We might as well.
I was thinking podcast and crew.
And crew. There you go.
And crew.
Oh man. Oh man.
That was fun, guys.
Yes.
It was fun talking with you.
I used up all my brain cells, so if you have any closing thoughts.
This is sad. You can tell we're getting old because as Brianna says she's getting tired, and it is only 8:30.
Well, hey, I'm still on that old time. I keep telling people, I'm like, it's 8:30. It's actually 9:30, which means I have 30 minutes until my grandma's time sets in. Like 10 o'clock, I am like, when is this ending?
Yeah.
For anything I do, I'm like,
Okay, so
go past 10 o'clock.
Answer me this question real quick, because I was having this discussion with my coworkers. Is daylight saving times the real, actual, like, supposed to be time, like, zone we're supposed to be in?
No.
Or is this the time zone we are supposed to be in?
Daylight savings time just
Ended.
Did it just begin or it ended? So
It ended.
we
This
were
is
in
the
a fake
standard
time.
we're really supposed to be
Yes.
Yeah.
Daylight
Okay.
savings
So.
time was created, I think they said, what was it?
For the farmers.
I thought that was fake.
Oh, I don't know.
I think
Is
that
it
was a
fake?
myth.
Yeah, I always thought it had something to do with harvest, but
I think that was a myth because they went back and I remember them like asking farmers and they're like, no, we actually hate this time. I think it actually had to do with like World War I or World War II, one of those. And like the way-
Interesting.
I have to go, don't quote me, but I remember them asking like one of those like comedy shows, whether it was like The Daily Show or, you know, Stephen Colbert or something.
It's not one of those stupid drunken history things, is it?
I don't think so. I just know, I think they went back and they're like, do you like daylight? And they're like, no, it actually is, it messes up like something. So I don't think, I think that's what like the rumor was, is like, oh, it was there to help farmers. But I think it's actually like a World War I like thing.
So why do we still do it?
Because, you know, we hate change.
Obviously, that's a talk about
They did.
a lot of
'cause
things.
There's Hawaii doesn't do it and Arizona doesn't do it. And I think like recently another state just voted to not do it either. It might have been like
yeah,
Wyoming.
I could see us stopping that relatively soon.
I agree. I feel
hope
like in the
so.
next
We
5
should.
years,
Yeah.
I think the pandemic kind of like put a nail in
messing
that
everybody up.
conversation.
It serves no purpose. So
Really doesn't.
But I think I feel like, I don't remember which one they said they would keep though. That's the thing. I think they would keep the other one because it gets darker later.
well, yeah, I guess.
But I mean,
I do hate it getting dark so early because it's like 6 o'clock and I want to be asleep.
yes, agreed. Yeah.
But if
we
they
all
were
hate
to
the
get rid of
shift.
it, though,
Mhm.
like the rest of the country would have to follow along, because then you would have like different, like
Well,
more
then it's-
than 4 time zones.
No, you'd still have the same time zones. It would just, we'd need to pick one. So the moment we shift, we just stay there. But we
Yeah,
need to
forever.
shift to the one that, which I think is Arizona, Hawaii, and then we're on this one. So like whenever we shift, they don't. So the one that they don't, that makes us on the same, like whatever zone that they're in. So I guess it would be Arizona.
Mhm.
Whatever zone Arizona is in would need to also match up with whatever
Does any
Arizona
other
is in.
country do this besides us?
No. Every friend I know that has moved here, I've always had to tell them, like, hey, don't forget to change your clocks. And they're like, huh?
Can
Well,
America
why?
stop
And I'm
trying
like,
to be
"Don't
so
worry about it."
different?
Right?
Like, don't worry
I
about
mean,
it.
we have our own measuring system. Like,
We
why?
do.
Why?
That's another thing I
exactly,
tell
and
the
I
kids.
hate it now because I wish I know the what other countries do.
Metric.
Because when
Yeah.
I be watching stuff in other countries, I'm like, I don't know what that means, but that sounds like when I went to Australia and they told us like this beach that we went on was like something kilometers, and I was like, cool. What does that mean?
Yeah.
Like, is that far? Is that
Yep.
short?
I just did that with my bio kids. I was like, oh, what temperature is the human body? And remember, we don't talk about Fahrenheit in this class. Like, I was like, we don't use that. Science hates it. And they're like, I'm 40. I was like, you'd be dead and melting by now if it was 40. And they have no concept. And they're like, oh, 20. I was like, you'd be in hypothermia. Like, they have no concept. Not at all. They have
Even
no
like
idea.
in our system, that was my one weakness in school was like knowing inches and feet and like
Mhm.
It's
yards.
terrible. It's terrible. Metric
hate
is
it.
so much easier to just literally think about like, oh, 100 kilometers is whatever. Like, it's so much easier.
Yeah.
But nope, they hate it. So, and they I think there's this thing that they always push. It's like, oh, you'll get less if we switch. You'll get less but pay more. That's what they always say. So that
What is
usually
that?
turns people off. So for instance, gasoline. Oh, look at a soda bottle. You'll get that much gasoline for the same price. And it's like, no.
gas is already $3.30 right now.
Yeah.
So
So-
and like $6 in California.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
Oh God.
Now that we've complained about everything.
Yeah. And they also have like a water issue too.
Capitalism.
Are we still
That's what I-
recording? I'm sorry.
We are.
Okay, good.
Did you stop it?
No, I didn't. I'm just like, I
Okay.
hope y'all didn't stop it. I'm still
No,
going. And I'm
I
like,
didn't
"Wow."
even do my
Like,
exit. Like, this has been the podcast.
Just
We've still been
tangents.
going.
We should call it Tangents, the episode.
Yeah.
really, the anniversary episode tangents. Like,
I might as well. Something like that. We go on
That's
tangents
great.
a lot.
Mhm.
Well,
That's how great
Yeah.
conversations are born, guys.
it is.
exactly.
I mean, it was called I Was Thinking for a reason.
Right?
So
Exactly. Because
plays
me
into
and my
the random
feeble little
thoughts.
mind always ends up going off topic. But it's good. It's good. And we have
is.
more coming for you guys in the coming episodes. Right? I guess we'll
Mhm.
probably have to segment off and just do tangent episodes at this point.
Yeah.
So we have tangents, we have our movie/TV reviews, we have me and Macy doing the K-pop game.
There we
That's the
go.
whole bubble of I Was Thinking.
Exactly.
And more to come. Does anyone else want to do the intro? I feel like I've been doing a lot. Or outro. I've been doing a lot of talking. Yeah. Intro, outro, whatever. I'm tired. Let's wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Switch it up. Baby, I want to switch it up.
Oh my god.
Oh God. Yo, here's another off-top question. Just real quick.
I'm tired.
This is real. She's like,
My eyes. Try to sleep.
oh my God, can I just ask this one question and then we can finally leave for real?
Yeah.
What would you
Go
do
for
if you
it.
had a favorite celebrity listen to this?
I'd
What was your
cry. What are
reaction to me?
talking
You
about?
cry?
Oh my
I didn't hear your question. I didn't hear
I
it.
said,
What was it?
I said, what would you do if you found out your favorite celebrity listened to this podcast?
Oh, gosh. Dig a hole and bury myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are all of our answers like this?
I would ask why.
Yeah. Like,
Because we're funny
how
people
did you
and
ever
we're
get
cool.
to that point? I'm so confused.
Yeah. It's
That
like
would
you
be
have
it.
better
Thank
things to
you.
do. Why?
Right, like what made you stumble and stay this long? Like what
Yeah.
made you stay this?
And then after,
You made
like,
it to the weird end of the podcast.
but
We're
then after,
very
like,
tired.
did you like it though? Did you like it though?
Yes.
Yeah.
Shout us
Thank
out.
you to
We
all
love
our
you.
faithful listeners that actually do listen to us and stay till the end.
We
and listen to
appreciate
the
you
whole
guys.
thing.
You guys
We
are
really
awesome and
appreciate it.
amazing.
Those of you who've been liking our Instagram posts, thank you.
And keep telling us to promote it on so-and-so's page.
Yeah.
The spam bots, we appreciate you.
Exactly. You're getting your names out there. You are the reason we've been doing this for a year. We're not just
Yeah.
talking into the void. People are actually listening.
Yes.
Whether it's 2 people or 200. It's not 200, but maybe we'll get there one day.
We appreciate
It'll get
it.
there
We
one day.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I will,
We'll keep working.
I will manifest it now.
Yes, there you go. Speak it
And
into
maybe we'll be able
existence.
to be one of those cool podcasts that like interview celebrities
Maybe
and like
Dive Studios will pick us up. We got to get on that.
yo,
Oh, yeah.
Eric Nom, like
Eric, listen to us, please. We're cool. We swear.
I promise you I'm cool and we're normal.
Completely normal.
And we can't wait to see you in March in Orlando.
Yes. Shout outs. Shout outs.
Shout out to that future concert.
Wait, I don't think we ever discussed who's going to that out of this group.
Me and Macy and you.
And we all have
Brianna.
VIP though.
We do.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't know about Nafis. Did you ever get
Please
tickets?
Go.
I'm probably not going to go.
Why?
I don't do
Yes.
concerts. It's too
Oh.
claustrophobic for me.
Bruh,
I mean,
stand in
and then
the
after
back.
the whole thing with the whole Astro World,
Yeah, it was crazy.
Oh gosh, yeah.
we're not gonna. The whole
Yeah.
thing with the Astro World.
Tangent.
I know. We
feel
will
it.
talk about it.
Yeah.
I want to go to bed.
Macy or Nafis, wrap us up so Macy can stop complaining and go to bed.
Alrighty, so thank you for listening to today's episode. You can find us everywhere that you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. Give us 5 stars on Apple Podcast if that is what you are using, and let us know what you think in the comments. Also, you can follow us on social media at I Was Thinking Pod on Instagram and Twitter. If you have any questions, comments, or a topic you think we should talk about, email us at iwasthinkingpod@gmail.com. Thank you, and we will see you again next time.
Bye,
Bye.
guys. Please email us. We need some interactions.
Bye.